Have you wanted to pretend that you are the only one playing Earth while everyone else is playing a normal game? Do you want to consistently do the second or most damage from the support role? Do you want to be able to have an impact from your lane in team fights without having to walk away from juicy experience? If you said yes to any of these, then Ashe support might be the move for you. Hello guys, my name is Borax Almighty, and my entire League career I've been a fill main, so aka a support player. Sometimes playing the same old supports can get tiring, so I want to find out how viable and how much fun it can be to play other champions in the support role. Today we'll be looking at Ashe, the Frost Archer, and we'll rate how good she is as a support. Ashe is surprisingly good at invading if your team has other CC tools in their kit. Your W allows you to slow the enemy from a good distance away, enabling for the rest of your team to catch up to them, which can help you get a kill or at least force out a flash as the enemy gets scared by your threat. I'll give her a C rating for this category, as she only has a slow and your team will be a bit hesitant to evade with Ashe. I like to judge the overall laning phase based on 3 categories: poking, peeling, and all-inning. The main reason why you should play Ashe support is because she is really good at poking. With a W max mixed in with Common and Scorch, you can get a constant harass in that will do a surprising amount of damage. If you're playing against a melee support, you can also get some cheeky auto attacks in while they try to proc the relic shield on the minions. For peeling, Ashe is sneakily quite good, as her constant slows allow your ADC to run away from the support or jungler that is engaging on them. If you get in a really bad pickle, you can use your ult as a point blank disengage stun, or if you shoot it at a distance, even if they move out of the way to dodge it, you and your ADC should be able to flee the situation. Once you've gotten your opponent nice and low with AAs and Ws, you can all in an opponent with your ult. Make sure to focus only one target with your ADC, either the person you've ulted or the person who is able to hit you, because if you split focus, your champ will feel quite useless, but in combo with your ADC's damage, you can truly eliminate an opponent quite easily. For Ashe's overall laning phase, I would give her an A-. I truly believe she has quite a few good matchups, which I will look into more in depth later in the video, but her bad matchups are quite awful in lane, which is why I can't bump her up on the tier list. For roaming, I'll give Ashe a nice conservative C. She won't be the fastest towards the skirmishes between junglers, as she has no movement speed buffs. The reason why she still gets a C besides this drawback is the fact that you can get a sneaky roam off by shooting your ultimate towards other enemy laners or towards fights that are going on. However, if we are being realistic, it is usually a lot better to save your ult for lane, as it will greatly hurt your ability to have lane presence without your ultimate, and there's quite a high chance that you end up missing the ult. However, if you are able to hit it, it will definitely feel very satisfying. A tip for hitting your ulti is that you want to lead your opponent with your arrow, like an e-girl trying to get a simp to join their OnlyFans page. When it comes to Ashe's overall performance in the early game, I would give her a B rating, and this is based on her overall matchups with other supports. When it comes to Morgana, she is the spawn of Satan and will always make me cry when I have to face her, no matter who I play. All the hook champions are also devastating for Ashe because they are able to get their grubby little hands on you or your ADC, and that person is toast. Zyra, Pyke, and Leona all have enough lockdown and damage to once again blow up one person in the fight and should definitely be avoided as an Ashe support player. Then you have your poke support champions with one big CC ability you need to avoid, but as long as you outrange them with your E to land W, you can blow them up with the use of your ultimate ability. Next comes your shield peel supports as well as Bard, that I believe you can do a pretty good job of poking down and securing a kill. Finally, you have champions that will learn that an Ashe support player is a true power bottom, as these slow range tank supports will not be able to catch you with constant slows. Also, if you buy an early Executioner, you can truly shut down the heal support champions pretty easily. Also, this list didn't have Yuumi or Senna, so just pretend Nico is both of these champions, and let's move on to look at Ashe's late game performance. Ashe's ability to engage in the late game does not change much from early game to late game, and it is quite insane. She falls under the Trundle principles, where people are constantly willing to pick the most boring, brain-dead champ, both as a support or jungle in pro games, because you can engage on your opponents with Pillar from a distance without putting your own champ in danger. The same applies with Ashe. You can tell your team, this is the one person we can catch off and kill right now. I give her an A- rating for engaging, because the problem is that she can only engage on one person, and it is with her ultimate, so it is a rather long cooldown, and you are more likely going to have to use it on the enemy frontline, as it can be difficult to hit the backline with it, if they are playing properly. Besides being an annoying mosquito in the early game that constantly pokes and harasses, peeling in the late game is my favorite reason for playing Ashe. If you go 45% CDR with runes and items, your W cooldown goes down to about 2 seconds, which is insane because you can spam this out from distance and slow the enemy down so they can't reach your delicate self. I did, however, have to play against some champs that can really counter Ashe, like Katarina, Echo, and especially Rammus, who for some reason I kept on having to face. But against melee champions that have to run up in order to engage on you, like Set, Ashe is a true star appealing, and she receives an A rating from me. Ashe is alright when it comes to team fighting overall, but she does get a little lost in the fray compared to some other supports. You have to spend a lot of the fight trying to avoid getting engaged on while still being able to dish out damage and slows. I guess she is kinda similar playstyle to an ADC, believe it or not. However, it is a bit easier to play than actual ADC Ashe, albeit less damage, as your job is to throw out as many Ws as possible in order to help your team turn the tide of battle to get a win. For team fighting, I'll give Ashe support a B+ rating. The fact that she has such a low cooldown on her W really helps her out in the fights and enables you to dish out damage, but the fact that you can get caught out relatively easily and shut out of the fight brings her usefulness down for sure. Before we talk about Ashe's overall ability to support, and if you should play her or not, let's take a look at her runes and masteries. I like to take Sorcery with Arcane Comment. Ashe might be one of the best users of this rune, because with your W slow, your opponents won't be able to run away from the comment proccing, and you'll be doing a ton of damage with it. Mana Flow Ban is a must, as it will enable you to use your W quite efficiently in lane. I recommend only using your W in lane when your Arcane Comment and Mana Flow Ban are up for maximum efficiency. Next, take Transcendence for that 10% CDR when you hit level 10, and because this build uses a lot of CDR, you'll get a decent amount of adaptive AD from this rune. Finally in the Stork tree, utilize Scorch, as it will provide that extra bit of oomph for your poke in lane. For a secondary tree, I like to take Inspiration in order to take Biscuit Delivery that gives you more sustain in lane, as well as maximum mana, which will further enable you to spam out your Ws and provide a nice safety net in the lane. Finally, take Cosmic Insight in order to become the Ashe W spammer late game, and also having Flash more readily available can be quite nice. For items, you want to start off with Spectral Sickle. The addition of this item to League of Legends has only made Ashe and other AD support so much stronger, and you'll be surprised how much gold income you can get from this item. I like to buy Ionian Boots Lucidity because for 900 gold, which is the cheapest pair of boots available, having the extra movement speed as well as the early cooldown reduction will help you proc combat even more in lane. Then I recommend buying a lethality item to give your mid game a nice boost of damage as well as some more cooldown reduction. I like to purchase Yumu's Ghostblade as the active feels very nice to use in order to get into fights or out of them. Then I like to pick up a Black Weaver. Both of the passives on the item with armor shredding, as well as movement speed upon using your W, feels very nice on Ashe support, as will only strengthen your ability to poke and peel on top of giving you more utility in the game. Also, having 20% CDR will easily get you to reach that 45% you desire, and enable you to start spamming your Ws with reckless abandon. Finally, I'd finish off the build with the other lethality items in order to give you a nice boost to your damage and to further increase your CDR. When it comes to Ashe's overall grade, I would give her a B+ for the support role. She definitely has her strong spots, like laning phase, and she does quite well later in the game, while primarily only using two abilities, being ulti and W. The funny thing is, I never really talked about her E, which enables you to get vision across the map, which can help your team realize where the enemy jungler is, to help prevent ganks from working, or objectives from being taken, which is indeed very, very useful. Now, do I think you should play Ashe support? Absolutely. I've been playing her for a while, and it is truly some of the most fun I've had in League of Legends, and I highly recommend that you give it a try. If you do give it a try, I would love for you to show it off on my Discord, link in the description, with either highlights from it or with your match history on how you did over in the Show Off Space channel, and I might do a video reaction on something like that if it gets enough traction or if people are interested. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. Good luck, and have fun if you try out Ashe support. You will probably need it.